When the first few restaurants established themselves and there were bars and the streets started to feel like there was a lively environment, Park Place had this cute community feel, and Magnolia started to have some energy that was specifically focused towards the evenings, the marketing committee at Fort Worth South realized that the only way to really celebrate those successes, those landmarks, was to find some type of event, a parade or a festival that would showcase the work that had been done. Arts Goggle was created as a nod to those people who had done early work. They were highly talented, and they were looking for some exposure. They were a deeply important part of our community.
Nancy Berger had experienced something like this in a place where she had previously lived. I think it was in Washington State. The main purpose was to show how much this part of town had changed. We realized that so many people still had the image of the near South Side as being a pretty rough and tumble place.
We needed an opportunity for the outside world. We needed a way for them to see what was happening and for them to know that this is a place that really wants to have a strong artist community. It was a welcome mat. Arts Goggle was the welcome mat.
My oldest son was with me for a visit, and I was telling him about this event, and he just kind of got creative and said, "Hey, what about Art Goggle?" And I said, that sounds close, but since it's more than one art, how about Arts Goggle? The very first Arts Goggle had 12 venues. So 12 places of business opened up their doors for this, and I know it rained.
11 years later, we've got 350 artists. I think it is arguably one of the largest events as far as artist participation in Fort Worth. 350 artists, over 100 bands that play on one day. You've got 90 different businesses that are opening their doors to live music and visual artists and really participating in the event. Arts Goggle was really to embrace the creative community, but that mostly focused on visual artists, and it had this fantastic soundtrack of music behind. But we knew that Magnolia as an entertainment district was still struggling to find an event or a way to draw the public in to the evenings. We really felt like the musicians deserved an event of their own. So Friday on the Green was started as a way to lure the public in, give them a great experience, roll out the red carpet, and then lo and behold, it would start at 7 o'clock. It was bright and sunny, and they were having a great time. They listened to 3 bands, and the sun would go down during that period, and they'd walk back to their car. They'd see a vibrantly lit street, a lot of cute businesses and bars and pubs, and they'd think, oh, this isn't so bad, is it? I had a really great time down here. Open streets. We wanted to find a way to close the street to cars and reimagine that space, this huge strip of public land. How could you repurpose it in a way that connects us as a community? And so Open Streets was a national movement. It was highly focused on cycling. Put the kiddo on the tricycle, bring the dog, and let's learn about all of the ways in which a public street can be used as a public plaza. Fort Worth South has been responsible for sort of starting that impetus for creating some events in the neighborhood, big public events, free events, but we're not the only one carrying that torch now. You know, from the RAR Run, their big Oktoberfest event, and we've got the Cowtown Marathon that brings thousands of people through the neighborhood. The Wildcatter Exchange is a new event that is really carrying forward that mission that we had as a development organization to bring the community back to the streets. These new events and the ones that we continue to host as Fort Worth South have created a fabric for our community. You know, the events have a real energy, a charisma. They create this buzz in the neighborhood where everyone is excited.